Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 28th. You guys know what that means. That means Powell Speaks Today at 9:30, the day we've been waiting for. We had crazy action yesterday. We're going to get to that in a second, but Powell also speaks tomorrow at 2:30. He speaks today at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And then Friday, we have PCE information coming out. Make sure you guys check this out on Market Watch, but Powell speaks today at 9:30. Jumping off to the watch list, we're going to look at Meta over here. Meta is still going sideways. We need it to break that 290 before we can start pushing up towards 300. And then if you want to short it, 284 down towards these 280s. Make sure you guys keep an eye on Meta. Meta can break out big to the upside or downside. Whenever you guys see a stock go sideways, that means the stock is in decision. There is a fight between the bears and the bulls. Who's going to win? Comment below. Next stock we're going to jump into is Apple. Apple is still uptrending. I think we made a new high yesterday of 188.39. So we need to break and hold above that before we start pushing up towards 190. So make sure you guys keep an eye on Apple as it continues to hold above the 180-day trade line, especially with the market ending up being bullish yesterday. Don't know how Powell's going to overall affect the market today, but make sure you guys be alert around the bell, especially since Powell's going to be speaking. So watch for the break of 186 down towards that 185 to the downside. So make sure you guys set your alerts on all these stocks. This way you guys don't have to keep an eye on them and you guys can kind of walk away. Next, what we're going to talk about is NVIDIA. NVIDIA pulled back from that 439 and it's still going down lower as we speak. So I want to watch to see if it breaks the support of 397. Our size get oversold, but that does not mean anything. It can continue to drop as long as we don't have any confirmation for uptrend, right? Confirmation for uptrend is if when the stock is trading above the trade line, it's bullish. Right now, it's below it. So we need it to get back above it, right? So let's wait until it gets back above 416. Then we can start pushing up towards those 440, 430 levels. And then to the downside, watch for the break of 397. And then we can start going down towards like 384. 384 was some type of support before you can see it pushed up, went sideways, pushed up. So we could safely assume that 396 down towards that 384 could possibly be a support. So watch out for that. Make sure you guys set your alerts, especially if you're interested in NVIDIA, especially since NVIDIA is big into the chipset sector. Next one we're going to talk about is Tesla. Tesla basically was trading around that 279 level. RSI got oversold. MACD on the 180 day actually looks like it wants to cross up. It's sitting right below that 250 level. 250 is the 1 year trade line, which could act as a possible resistance, a major resistance. So typically, once we start trading below that, you can see Tesla was very bullish. This is the 1 year, 1 day now, right? So you can see when Tesla was trading above that 1 year, 1 day, she was very bullish. Right now, we're trading below it, which could mean the opposite, meaning the stock could get very bearish, right? You can see the RSI was oversold, right? You wait for the MACD crossover candle start to hold above. That is a bullish trend. RSI is overbought. MACD crosses down. We could start getting a bearish trend until the opposite happens, right? Until we flip back over above that trade line. So comment below what you guys think. Are we going to get back above that trade line? Other than that, on the 180-day 4-hour MACD is kind of oversold. We basically starting to try to cross over here. If we do get above that 252, 250 level, we could start basically pushing up towards 264. Make sure you guys set your alerts, especially if Powell is bullish today. He could overall pump the market like he likes to do. And watch for the break of 245 to the downside. And then we can start coming back down towards 237. Keep an eye on Tesla, especially today, especially with Powell speaking. Next one we're going to talk about is SPY. Let's jump over to the 1 year for SPY. 1 year RSI was overbought around that 443. You can see we basically had a pullback. We started to trade. Right now we're trading around 435. So let's see what happens. SPY had a crazy day yesterday, actually. If you look at the 15-minute over here, you guys can see this is SPY's action from yesterday, just a straight uptrend on the 15-minute. You can see we went from oversold to basically being overbought. She kind of tapered off at that 436. She went from 430 to 436. Kind of went sideways over here, right, after hours. So we want to see what's going to overall happen, especially with today being a Powell day. Anything can happen. We could possibly pull back, or we could possibly start the uptrend. Looking at the 180 day, 180 day, we have some type of resistance around this 436, which basically is where SPY stopped yesterday. 436 was a rejection point over here on June 22nd. Remember, this is the date and the time. So this was a rejection point. We pulled back, and now we came back up towards that rejection point over here, and we're kind of struggling, right? So we want to see if we get above 436 today before we could start continuing this bull run towards those 440 levels, right? 438, 440, possibly higher. So keep that in mind. That 436 was a rejection area. Make sure you set your alerts. You guys can see I set my alert over there already. And to the downside, I always look for the break of the trade line, which is going to be around 434. 434 is not only the trade line, but it was acting as some type of support. And then we could start going down lower. Start going down lower towards these 431 levels over here. 431 is acting as a support. It was actually the bounce point for this overall uptrend, right? What stopped the stock, right, from going any lower? Whenever you're looking at this, red means the stock was downtrending, right? Sideways means the stock has found some type of support or resistance. If it dropped and goes sideways, that means the stock found some type of support. And you guys can see we dropped, went sideways, right? Think about a ball or a bowling ball falling from the sky, right? What's going to stop it, right? 433, 443, all the way down towards 431. What stopped it from going lower? Support, right? So that's why this area is very important because it could have just kept on going lower. So because it stopped over here, this is a support, meaning that the stock basically tried to bounce off this area over here. And you guys can see that we're basically trying to uptrend. So watch for that 436 to 440. Watch for that 434 down towards that 431. All right, so that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you learned something. And then I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.